What's going on, guys? Still fugly. A little bruised up. 2 stitches in the lip. Tiny cut. They said I didn't have to get the stitches. It wouldn't heal 100% perfect. It might look a little different. I'm ugly enough as is, so I'll take all the help I can get. The other eye is still disgusting. Still hurts really bad. It's just, or sore, I guess. It's a little strenuous when I look left or right or up and down, like really far. But the vision other than that is fine. I can see, nothing's blurry, no double, no spots or anything. For the most part, I'm pretty healthy-ish. I'm frustrated more than anything. I knew that. I knew once that he poked me, it was pretty bad. And I was just like, I thought of the Aspinall thing. I was like, I'm going to take the 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, it's going to be better. I'm going to be able to see. We're going to continue fighting. They gave me the ice, which I've never seen before, but felt pretty good in the moment. I held the rag on it. If you guys watched the fight, I was kind of pacing back and forth, just like, fuck, because the vision wasn't getting better. I kept lifting the rag off my face till, all right, this time I lift it off. I'm going to be able to see better. First, it was just like flickering white vision in and out, and it was like half my eye was like white and the other half I could see, and it was like my eyelid was like closing and spasming. I couldn't open it. Every time I lifted the rag, it wasn't getting better. Like, minus this eye, everything else, I felt like 100% ready to fight, so I was just really frustrated. The doctor came in when the 5 minutes was up. He's like, let me see that eye. Every time he asked me, like, can you see? I was like, yeah, just need a minute. And the 5 minutes was up. He was like, open your eye. And I was like, it is. He was like, no, it's not. He like grabbed it and opened it up more. When he opened it, it like I think it was the light hitting my eye and like the spasming of my eyelids. I like kind of pulled away and winced. He was like, it's over. I can't send you out like that. And so I was pissed because 1, I knew I was only getting half my money. 2, I knew how hard I worked for this. 3, the fight was going so good and it felt so good. My team felt so good. So yeah, anything like that. I went to the ER after the fight. They checked it out. They said that most people, when they get, poked or scratched in the eye, it's almost like a thin paper cut or like a pinhole. They said the closest thing they could compare mine to is almost like a skin tear, like it's scraped and tore downwards. The nurse at the ER said I was lucky. Luckily enough, it doesn't look like my cornea. It doesn't look like my pupil or anything are affected. My pressure is good in the eye. There's no fluids leaking out. The eyeball itself is scratched. I don't want to say torn. I feel like that sounds really bad. But obviously, I have to go see an eye specialist this week. I have some antibiotic ointment that I need to take. Obviously not how we want the fight to go. That sucked. I felt really good. I felt like I won the first round. I felt like I had my range right out the gate. Obviously, he hit me with like 2 good shots that never rocked me, nothing. They were clean, they were solid. I felt really good about the fight. I felt where the fight was going was leading in my favor. I think even on a minute and a half, I probably would have started being able to put him away. Lips a little swollen from the stitches, I think. It wasn't that swollen yesterday. It'll go down, I hope. But, it sucks. I put a lot into this fight camp, a lot into this fight. Fight almost actually didn't happen. The Thursday before the fight, I don't know if it was the flu or what, or just some bug, but I got hit hard. I left training Thursday night, the week before the fight. I was just a little chilly and cold. I got home and I was legitimately like shivering. I felt like I'd been out in the Arctic all day long. I went to bed that night with like 3 layers on, 2 blankets. I was wrapped up in a heating pad. I couldn't stop shivering. Middle of the night, I was still sweating while freezing cold. In hindsight, my wife told me that she was suggesting that the fight doesn't happen. But, I was kind of just like, it'll pass. I just prayed and it passed. That was tough. We had a couple of things. My fight shorts didn't even end up getting made. The seamstress from my usual fight shorts company, Cruise Combat, she had a passing in her family, so she was on bereavement. I hope that her and her family are doing as good as they can. I'm sorry for their loss. The company that makes my fight shirts sent my walkout shirt in the wrong size. It was supposed to be a large. They sent me a small, and then I hit them up, and it was like 3 days before the fight. I said, we'll try and rush deliver it. It didn't come, so that's why I walked out with my Tap Cancer Out shirt. Always a good cause. Donate where you can to help with cancer research. So yeah, there was a lot of ups and downs. The weight cut wasn't that fun this time around. Not like it ever is, but it's a little less fun this time. But felt really good afterwards all the same. A lot of ups and downs leading into fight week and into the fight. It somehow worked out where I felt better than I have in most of my fights. I felt like that was my night. I felt like the most dangerous man on the planet. I felt like I could beat anybody that night. I felt like I was beating him. I felt really good. And it sucks to end that way. I'm sorry for everybody that was there, everybody that was watching, that we couldn't finish putting on a show for you. I really, like, he was a cool dude. No hostility to him. It was an accident. He was super apologetic. Obviously, he didn't mean to. He did break a rule, though. It sucks. It's as simple as that at the end of the day, because like, a lot of these guys like to keep their distance with their fingers extended, or like, that's their style and their stance. Things like this happen. This is not comfortable. This does not feel great. But like for me, more importantly, you know, I get screwed out of finishing the competition and getting my win that night. I get screwed out of half of my pay because my opponent broke a rule and his fingers were extended a little bit before that. I don't know. I feel like we really, especially with everything going on, happen to Aspinall, happen to all these people, I think that we got to figure something out. I don't think we need to change the gloves. I don't think we need to talk to people and give more warnings. I think we need to punish people. Hand out more DQs, take points away immediately. These guys are going to stop grabbing the cage, stop extending their fingers. Like I said, I don't think my opponent did it out of any malice or bad intent. You break a rule, bad stuff happens. There's a reason the rule's there. And it just sucks that I miss out on half my pay because my opponent broke a rule. You know, do I wish they called it a DQ instead of a no contest? Solely for the reason that I can get the rest of my check. I would never want to win that way. So the no contest, as far as like my record, it is what it is. Like, we didn't get to finish competing. I put a lot into this fight camp, you know. I went through a lot of ups and downs, sacrificed a lot financially, time-wise, things like that. It's a big blow to only get some of your money. So it really sucks that that's how it got ruled. I hope moving forward we can be more on top of punishing guys that are extending fingers and things like that. I think for the most part I'm healthy. ER has me going to see the eye specialist this week. I think as long as the eye doctor doesn't find anything else, I think that my eye will heal on its own, she was saying. It was late. I was in the ER all night. That's what the paperwork's for. They can read it. Yeah, so just road to recovery right now. I think the doctor at the fights had mentioned they would give me a cautionary medical suspension for the eye. So hopefully that's a short one, or the eye doctor can clear me pretty soon after this thing heals up. Yeah, that's what's been going on. Appreciate you guys. Back in the gym this week, Genetti Martial Arts. On a lighter note, I want to say thank you to everybody that bought tickets, everybody that tuned in on Fight Pass. Thank you to LFA for giving me the opportunity to fight for you guys again. It's always a great time. You know, Mark Bieri, Ed Suarez, you guys are all the best. I want to get back in there as soon as possible. I want to stay active. I got a baby boy in the first couple months of 2026. If this can all get taken care of and I can bang out a couple more fights before then, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys, everybody that's shown the love. People that said the eye poke wasn't that bad, fuck off. You're an idiot. Yeah, so still back in the gym, still grinding. I got work tomorrow. I got to get some rest tonight. We're going to be back to streaming soon, too. Check it out, Genetti MMA on Twitch. Peace.